All right, folks, I just want to give you guys a quick run through, a little bit better idea of GoPLC now that we're getting ready to kick it off. Basically, GoPLC that you're seeing here, this is the IDE. This is through a web browser. Just basically, there's nothing to install. It's just a location on your network. So right here, I'm connected to 10.0.0.23 port 8302, and then it'll bring you into the IDE. So right now this is the IDE. It's showing some of the features. I've got a POU open up. This is all ST code, by the way. I don't have ladder or any of the other languages yet, but that's some of my plans, maybe for another stretch goal to add some of that stuff. This is a program that is just basically a square movement on my P2S laser. Right now it's in online mode. It kind of shows the code itself. This IDE development is on Monaco, which is the same library that was developed for and used with VS Code. So if you're familiar with VS Code, you've probably used this before. But I'm scrolling down through the code here. And you can see the live variables change, because the live variables are only relevant to where we're at in the line order. So you can see I'm on line number 73 through 90, and that shows up as in the live window there. So you basically have some features here. You've got your version number, whether it's licensed or not. You've got your project controls, your validate, which is basically where it checks to make sure your ST code is formatted correctly. There's a live document for the API, which is you just literally you click on that and it takes you to the Swagger UI, which goes over all the features, which is helpful. You've got some other things here, like if you're in view mode right here, you can switch it over to debug mode, and I can put a breakpoint in here and actually start debugging it step by step through the code, which is helpful. This is the tasks. I can create as many tasks as I want, and that's there. Each one is I can set my own task related scan time. So I can have one as 100 milliseconds, one at 20, one at 1 second. Whatever you need to do. This is the where the programs are right now. I only have the one, which is the X-Tool laser that executes through the square, and then I've got sections for functions, function blocks, DUTs. This is kind of like data types, structures, global variables list. That's what that is, and this is a library. Libraries are basically all of these combined, so I don't have any libraries in here. One of the things that's nice, I can click on a tag and I can basically do a cross-reference, and it'll pull up all the instances where that tag is listed, which is super helpful. I've got a log file that shows any events that happen. You can scroll through it and look at it. I usually just leave it in messages. Some different tabs here. One thing I want to show you is you've got built-in documentation file. Like, for example, this is the case statement. If you come over here, you can actually see not only what it is, but also how to use it, and you can actually search for other information too. Like there's an if statement, which is a big one, and you can go to any of those and it shows you how to use it. Which is handy. Monitor is basically, monitor, this is we only have one task, so that's what it's showing here. It shows how many scans it is, what's the scan time, and what the average scan is, which is, in this case, is a small one, so 88 microseconds. Drivers don't have any configured. Variables, this is where you can look at all the variables. Like, for example, these are the variables just for this POU, and you can pick one of these. So you can actually see a live view of it. Right now, it's not connected with that. So, but you can see the this is another thing that's not enabled. Tags. This is live tags here. This is all of them, and you can sort based on program name and that sort of thing. Configuration. This is where you get to. You can access your YAML configuration. This is where you would also access Node-RED to turn it on and off. I have Node-RED integrated in. This is the AI functionality I don't have it configured yet with a token, but you can basically have the AI either answer questions for you, it can write code for you, or it could literally control the whole thing for you. You can say, create these programs and do this, this, and this, and it'll actually go and do it. It'll create the code, it'll create the tasks, it'll start them up. You can ask it to do certain things, like tell me how the project's doing, give me the current speeds and your flow and all that. This one is the HMI. I can create HTML pages and have them in here, sort of as a built-in HMI. And with the advent of AI, this becomes much easier because you can just have it generate you an HTML and have it link it to the code, which is useful. Right now, there's just the basic, the one that's built in, which is kind of a this is an example of what it looks like. It looks pretty good. You can, it's got some trends and that sort of thing. It shows the POU, what the task performance is, how many variables, how much memory it's taken up, which is helpful. So we come back to here, and this is the fleet here. So you can basically do if you've got more than one GoPLC on your network, you can actually manage it. Tells you what versions it's running, what the hash is, so you would know as far as revisions and that sort of thing. Unless you have lots and lots of these, this probably won't be so helpful. But generally, this is how the IDE looks. So right now this is the program that I actually use to control the X-Tool laser with. So just kind of giving you a rundown what it looks like. There's a lot more, but this is kind of what I wanted to show. This project I've spent probably the last 4 or 5 months on since November, December time frame. Basically, when Claude Code came out, I started using it heavily. It was pretty revolutionary for people that are design engineers or programmers but aren't as familiar with a lot of the web-enabled programming and tools that are out there, and this kind of gives you the wings, so to speak, to allow you to do some of this. But it's not going to do it itself. I'm pulling a lot of my background in systems design and machine design and all my PLC related programming experience. So it's not something you can just say, hey, give me a multitasking deterministic PLC controller written in structured text and make it all work. Everything you see in here, I've had to work through and kind of guide it in the right direction. So it's just the direction that I wanted it to go in. There might have been other directions, and I intend to, extend this and make it better over time. But I just wanted to kind of give you guys an idea of what it is. It's pretty cool. Like, for example, this X-Tool piece right here. This will give you the ability to run your G-code. Like right now, you have to have your machine-specific software, or you have to rely on the software having the features you want. Well, this gives you the ability to run a PLC in conjunction with your G-code, so you can layer in a lot of automation that you weren't able to do before, because if it wasn't built into the software, you weren't able to do it. But this one can literally, add it in. Like you could add in any of these boards that I've already supported through the HAL layer. will give you the ability to add servos, buttons, indicators, speech, pretty much anything you can think of, displays. Like I've got a little animatronic dog that I've got connected to a Parallax P2, which I'm using for my hardware control, because it gives me the good determinism at the hardware level as well. So this is kind of the Linux level here, and then the next layer down is the hardware layer that gives you a really good feature set. This software here, I can actually run hundreds and hundreds of these runtimes on a computer. The memory size is very small, and I can actually run this in what I call clustering mode, where I have a boss with minions, and that allows you to have a single API connection to talk to as many minions as you want with the boss, and that allows you to have distributed control. So you can take let's say a project that might take 100 milliseconds on one runtime, you could break it up into 10, the supervisor and the minions, and you can distribute that, and you can get your scan times almost a factor of 10 smaller. So even though this is not, as a single runtime, it's not as fast as a traditional PLC. Once you start using the capabilities of distribution and breaking it up that way, you can get your scan times extremely aggressive, and is several thousand. I've tested as many as several thousand runtimes on a single computer. So that's all I wanted to do, is go over that today. Thank you for watching. Bye.